I can to funnel information as fast as I can to everybody. And I think that, well, I'm just going to start the slideshow because I actually spent a lot of time trying to make it so that it was really clear and made a lot of sense. And then hold your questions to the end, but write them down. And let me think of the best way to do this, because I want to end up with a catalog of all the questions at the end without writing myself, because I'm going to be trying to answer. Can somebody volunteer to be the secretary, and as the questions come up and as I answer them, write them down so that I can actually catalog all the questions that came through and add them to the FAQ for the next presentation that I do?
I'll do it.
Thank you, Genevieve.
I'm writing down questions. That's what you want, right?
Writing your questions and my answers. And then questions and my answers, it'll all be at the end. And then questions that I don't have answers for so that I can go out and get us answers.
Okay.
Okay. So.
Sell their own houses.
Can everybody see that? Can everybody see it?
Yes.
Okay. So Isagenix UK launch. Pre-enrollment starts like in a few hours because it probably starts at midnight. I checked. The site's not live yet, but I thought he said something about it was going to start 5 a.m. their time. Didn't he, Robin? Which would mean midnight because they're 5 hours ahead. So probably at midnight it starts. I did the best I could to take.
Dawn, he did say Australia was going to be way ahead of us, so.
Right, which makes sense, right? Because it's already 9:30 in the morning there, or I don't know. All I know is Thailand is 12 hours ahead of us, so they're probably already anyway. Let's just call it tomorrow, just for the purposes of this conversation. So apologies in advance. The slides that I created were from pictures that we took at the International Update session at NYKO. So this is not an official company PowerPoint. So this is for internal use, training use for our team. I really don't want prospects to see this and to judge our company or our professionalism based on this, because you'll see in a minute. It was I took pictures, and other people took pictures too of slides that they did the presentation, and then I loaded them into this PowerPoint. But I really don't want this being shared in a way that would put us at a disadvantage as far as somebody viewing our professionalism based on this. You'll see in a minute. See? So get ready. Who's ready to jumpstart your business in the UK? I am. I am. Who knows how excited I am? I just booked my tickets. We leave next. We leave on Tuesday. We're going to the UK for a week. We're going to sort out some housing, and we're going to check out the new offices, and we're going to be meeting with some people already. I have some meetings lined up, so I'm really excited about that. And our plan is to actually be over there by April 20th and be there for the whole month of May. And then come home for a week, go to Top Achievers, and then go back to London again. So I plan to be there. I plan to be the man on the ground, and I think that's going to be a huge benefit for our team, so that we can have, people, we can actually meet with people face. So I'm pretty excited about that. Anyway, so this is Kevin Denham. He is the sales director for Europe. He actually did the presentation on, he's actually a person I spoke with before I got to NYKO, and he actually did the presentation for us when we were at NYKO, and then Robin and I met with him the following day and asked him a whole bunch of questions. He was awesome, he was super helpful, and he is a great source of information, so I plan to go to him with any questions I can't answer for you tonight. So let me skip ahead for a minute. Current focus. So right now, let me skip ahead even one more. We're not focused on what products the UK has or doesn't have, because they're actually going to have a limited offering. We're not focused on that. We're not worrying about the comp plan differences right now, and there are comp plan differences. We're not worrying about what those might be. We're not worrying about what tools they have or don't have. We're not worrying about what the pricing is going to be or what the pricing is not going to be. We're not going to focus on any of the stuff that we don't know, because there's a lot of things that we don't know right now. This is a pre-enrollment. This is a soft launch. This is not the hard launch, right? So what we're going to focus on is this is an amazing opportunity, and there's no time to lose. What we're going to focus on is there's no risk, there is no cost for putting your name in the hat and getting in on the ground floor of an amazing opportunity. So, like, we need to be there, right? We need to be, and we don't want to muddy the waters with people we're talking to about, oh, I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know what the pricing is. Like, stay right here. Who do you know that's in the UK? Who do you know that might be interested in an opportunity? Okay, you're in the UK. Are you interested in an opportunity? There's no risk. There's no cost. I need your name. I need your address. I need your phone number, and I need your email. I'm going to put you in at the very top. Do you want in first? If you want in first, I'll put you in tomorrow at the very top. And then when the rollout happens, when the whole launch happens, you decide at that point whether you want in or not. Subsequent conversations, you can start to warm them up about the product. You can start to talk about, you know, the possibilities. You can start to talk about what the comp plan has done for you, what it's done for other people. You can talk about a million things. Right now, you're just going through and getting as many names and phone numbers and emails and addresses as you can and getting them into your, putting them strategically into your tree. So let me back up. Pre-enrollment platform. This is what it is. What they're going to get is they're going to get a box on your tree. They're going to get a spot on your tree. Like if you sign them up tonight, they're in your tree tomorrow. They're in that spot. Anybody else you sign up after them, they're under them on the tree. But it's a dormant spot. There's no BB. They're not placing an order. You're not getting their credit card information. You're not getting any payment information at all. But they're not going to bank any volume. They're not going to get any credit for even their own enrollments. If they actually enroll people, if they enroll and they actually turn around and they can bring other people in the UK on board, they can actually reach out and enroll somebody in Australia. They can do that just to get them into the tree, but they're not going to get any points. They're not going to get any PIBs. They're not going to participate in the compensation plan in any way. So here's something that you really need to know. It's very important. Before you start signing people up in the UK, before you start adding on any, this goes for any country. This goes for Mexico. This goes for Canada, Robin? Not Canada. Yes, Canada.
Okay, what's your point?
If you need international sponsorship to get BB in Canada, I think yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So in order for you to get credit for any international sponsorships that happen in your downline, whether they're yours or other people's, you need to have your own international sponsorship.
Hey, Dawn.
Yes.
So, I mean, I've been planning on calling just to make sure that I have it, but is there a place we can look in our back office to make sure that we have that?
Well, you can write that down as question number 1 unless somebody knows the answer to that.
You can look, if you're going to enroll somebody else, it'll say US. If you're not international, it only gives you US. If you're international, it gives you 14 countries to choose from.
Okay.
It's very apparent if you're international. When you go to put in an order, or enroll someone, it'll give you a choice of what country.
That's weird because I know I had it for a year and it never did that. So I'll check. The thing I'm not sure of is if it renewed automatically.
Genevieve, it does not renew. This is Tara. I had to go in and renew and do mine today. And I did Gail's today too.
Were you able to do it in your back office? Or
yes, I was. You just go it's under one of the tabs and it says international sponsorship. You click on it. It takes 2 seconds and you got it. $49.
Thank you.
Yep.
So mine has auto-renewed in the past, but it sounds like it's a good idea for me to check. I wish I'd checked when we were at NYKO because we got a discount. Tara, I just want to make sure you are recording. Is that right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, thank you. So, and we're going to go through the process in a minute, but so everybody who's on this call, if you have an interest in the UK or in the international market at all, you really need the international sponsorship, or you're not going to get any credit. You're not going to get any BB. You're not going to get any recognition for any of the people that are in your downline, either enrolled by you or enrolled by others. So You want to make sure you communicate that not only to other people in your downline, but also to your upline. So if your upline is possibly not aware of what's happening, you want to reach out and say, hey, I'm getting ready to enroll some people in the UK. You may want to activate your international sponsorship, or you're going to miss out on any of the BV that's coming up from the international segment. So, and also international sponsorship, the UK associates will need it as well, as they start to sponsor other people into their organization, and their international sponsorship is complimentary. So to sign up for your international sponsorship, you go to your back office, you click on orders, and you click on international sponsorship. I think is it $49 right now?
Yes.
$49. It was, we had a discount on NYKO, it was $49. Again, you'll not get the credit for any international BV unless you have an international sponsorship, and neither will your upline or downline. So spread the word. And I think it's easier. Let's hold all the questions till the end. I was going to say start putting them in the chat, but let's just hold them till the end, and I think that'll be easier. Let's see if you get your question answered, and if not, then we'll go ahead and get it answered at the end. So again, this is a no-risk opportunity. This is you're offering for people an opportunity to get in on the ground floor. This is now like 3 months or 4 months before they launch. They're getting in on the ground floor, not only of what's going to happen in the UK, but they're getting in on your tree and everything that's going to happen on your tree in the next 3 months. Now, they're not going to get the credit for it right now, but they're going to be over everything that you're doing. Like, how could anybody possibly say no, as long as you keep it simple and don't overcomplicate it? You don't want to get, really don't think you want to give them so much information that they have to think about it, right? No, seriously. It's a no-risk opportunity. They're getting in on the ground floor. So focus on getting their contact information, name, address, phone number, and email. From what Robin and I were told, we will never be asking for their social and their birthday. Is that right, Robin? Isn't that what you heard?
Correct. We will not need their birthday and social.
So once they're in, this is it. And all they'll need to do to activate is going to be to place an order when the time comes in order to activate their account. So focus on placing them strategically in your tree and in your organization. That's going to be whatever it means to you. I'm happy to work with people individually on what their strategy might be. I would think you would want to keep a lot of your UK people together. So let's say you have another team member that's going to be building in the UK. You might want to join forces and really try to keep the people in the same place. I think if you start to think about it, I think there is going to be strategy involved. So think it through before you start putting them in. And then you also want to focus on referrals. Once you get somebody in, like, if you're keeping it simple, if you've got them in, if they get this is a no-brainer, then, hey, dude, like, who do you know? Like, who do you know? Any person you put in that's in the UK that you get their name and you put them in, they should have 10 people that they want to put in on the chance that they will activate. Like, that's how I'm looking at this, right?
And Dawn, to clarify, I don't know if this is a question or just a clarification, just to be sure I understand. This is for anybody that's interested in products or the opportunity, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, no matter what. Okay.
Correct. There's actually, what Robin and I learned is that it's going to be a little bit different, right, Robin? There will be a differentiation in the way they set up their account and the amount that they pay once it's time to pay, the amount that they pay. So
yes, so a product user, the example he gave was a product user, or what we would call a preferred customer here, again, social security number, not in point, would be 15 pounds, and an associate who wants to build a business would be 29 pounds.
Right.
That was his example.
Right.
We told him we were going to hold him to it, but
So that's what we found out about that. Keep it, like, seriously, guys, keep it simple. Don't worry about the stuff we don't know, because if you start talking about the stuff that we don't know, you're just going to look you're not going to look very intelligent, and we're not going to look like a company that has it together. So let's treat this as what it is. This is a soft launch. This is a pre-enrollment phase. It's the first time they've ever done pre-enrollment. This is the first time they've ever done it this way, And I think it's going to be really huge, and they think it's going to be really huge. And once somebody's in somebody else's tree, they cannot be moved. So this is kind of a race to, get your people. So pre-enrollment website is I'm sorry, this typeface didn't let me do upper and lower, so it's a little bit hard to read, but joinisagenixuk.com or joinisagenix.uk.co.uk were the two websites he gave us. And when you go there, I couldn't get a screenshot because it wasn't live. When you go there, you'll see it's just almost like a really simple contact form that you fill out, or that they fill out. That again, name, address, phone number, and email address. That's it. That's the only thing that goes in the contact form. Again, no social, no birthday, no credit card needed, and no risk, nothing to lose. This is the information we have on the products that will be in the initial launch. That will be, we've been told, sometime mid-second quarter, so sometime kind of end of April, beginning to mid-May is what they're targeting. They don't have a date, and they're not committing to anything, but that's what we've been told. If you look at these products that are here, you'll see that all of the products for a 30-day are here. The only product that's not listed that's in a 30-day would be the snacks. And I didn't ask them about them. I thought that was a kind of an interesting omission, but I think that there's a reason. I think they had to put a limited number up and get them approved and pushed through, and they'll start adding more products as once the initial launches happen. But this will be the initial product offering in the UK. And you'll see that Natural Accelerator in the UK will be called Thermo GX. And Hydrate is Amped Orange. Compliance do's and don'ts. Follow normal compliance policies, follow social media standards, share that Isagenix is coming, connect with your personal contacts and pre-enroll them. Remember, you are all brand ambassadors. Don't solicit people associated with other direct sales companies. What he said about this, because Robin and I questioned him about this, what he said about this was, Robin, do you want to say?
Yeah, basically, he said, don't put down other companies in order to sell our company. It's just business 101. He just doesn't want anybody going around bad-mouthing Herbalife or other products that are in the UK and say my product's better than your product. It's really, honestly, it's common sense.
Right, that's what he said. That's what he said that means, because we asked him, we said, we can't talk to people in other direct marketing companies. He said, oh, no, and actually there's some major leaders in some major other network marketing companies that have already agreed to come over and are involved in the launch. So it's, so that's what that means. And we can't ship product to the UK or any other countries that Isagenix is not open for business. So you just have to wait. If you start shipping product in advance, we've been up against this with other companies before, or countries before. If you start shipping product in advance, you just really harm the company's chances, and you slow down the timeline for getting it done. You're not doing anything to help the process at all. And don't set false expectations on product offering dates or promotions. So that was compliance. UK member FAQs. Again, join isagenix.uk. JoinIsagenixUK.com is the site that will allow prospective UK associates to secure a position. They once they've been pre-enrolled, they can pre-enroll other UK members online. They can actually enroll other international members, but they have to call in the enrollment to their customer care. And I actually didn't do a slide with their customer care number. There will be a customer care number for them if anybody needs it before it's posted somewhere else. I do have it in my files, and I can get it for you. They can also be kept up to date with latest market information, and they can also view their team. and your team as a result, like not your whole team, but your team under them. So if you tell them, you know, hey, I'm growing your team, I just enrolled somebody, check it out, they should be able to see it in the limited view that they have. They don't really have an ADO per se, they just have a very limited what they can see as far as their tree. They can't earn commissions, they can't accumulate volume, they can't order product right now at all, and they can't access the ABO, and they can't submit a payment. So that's what they can and can't do. This is very interesting. It's not like the Lemon Law, but it's kind of similar. There's a law in the UK that in the first 7 days, the most they can purchase with our company is 200, what is it, British?
Pounds.
Pound, 200, yeah, pound.
Great Britain pound.
Great Britain pound. So basically what that means right now is you could not enroll them with the President's Pack, is my understanding, because of this rule. So they're going to have to do things a little bit differently. They're structuring things a little bit differently. And the total order value for that first order cannot exceed the 200 pounds. And then after day 8, there can be any value order. So I think that because this is a rule in Great Britain, this doesn't have anything to do with Isagenix, it's a rule there. I think that they'll be structuring things a little bit differently and maybe even looking at PIVs a little bit differently. I know there will be no double PIVs. We heard that. PIVs are just single PIVs right now. There's a lot of differences in the comp plan. So again, I wouldn't go getting in depth on the comp plan. You can compliantly represent you know, how well you've done with the comp plan and what it's meant for you in your life, but I would not get into specifics because chances are that you might be misrepresenting the information that they'll get because it's going to be different. So the London office is currently their staff is in temporary offices. Their permanent office is going to be 10,000 square feet, which is really big. That's a really big space. It's going to be in Clerkenham, which is near the King's Cross Tube Station. And the office is going to have a presentation space that seats 40 people. They're going to be doing Experience Isagenix presentations at the office. They also are going to have smaller meeting spaces that are going to be available. They'll hold like 7 to 9 people, so we can do smaller presentations at the office as well. And he told me the office is going to be staffing up. They'll be at 40 plus staff by late April. Right now they're at about 25 staff people, I think. Maybe 11. Robin, do you remember 11 or 25? Does anybody remember?
25.
25. He also told me that they're going to have a full shake bar. So people are going to be able to sample shakes. They're going to be able to sample bars. They're going to have a lot of product on hand because he said it's part of the culture. It's part of the UK kind of the personality that they're a little even more skeptical than we are, and they're going to want to try something before they buy it. So they have that covered, and I think that they seem to feel like they're going to get a lot of foot traffic, if you will. They're going to have a lot of people coming in to check things out, check out the brick and mortar establishment. So, because 10,000 square feet is a pretty big facility, but I think they are setting up for the future because this will be the head office for all of Europe. I believe the distribution center is being set up in the Netherlands for the product.
That's correct. And he said it was going to be a 3 to 5 day turnaround to get it into the UK.
Yeah. Marketing and promotions. I think there were a few more. I didn't have a slide. I didn't have this slide, but I know they're going to be doing Experience Isagenix presentations at the office. They're going to be doing Isagenix roadshows out in the field, in-office product sampling, and then other presentations and trainings to be announced. I saw somewhere, I remember seeing, like, they're going to have their own Europe ISA Derby. They're going to have their own contests. They're going to have, you know, it's going to be different. We don't know what it's going to be. And again, no point in talking about it until we know a little bit more. That's about as much as they told us. So soft launch starts tomorrow. UK includes England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland, right? Not all of Ireland, only Northern Ireland. The official launch targeted for mid-second quarter. He did say these are other differentiations, no double PIBs, no rank advancements, and no pools to start off with. he also told me when I had a conversation with him before NYKO that pricing is going to be comparable to other market offerings. So the pricing will be comparable to maybe a similar kit that Herbalife offers. And Herbalife is actually a pretty well-known company in the UK. And that's one of their biggest market competitors, I think, would be Herbalife. There's a few other ones that he mentioned that I knew, but by far Herbalife was the biggest. So again, here's the website. Goes live tomorrow, the information that's needed, and no risk, nothing to lose. And unmute yourself and ask away. I'm going to answer the questions to the best of my ability. And if I don't know an answer, then I'll reach out and get one for us.
Dawn, my first question is, can you send it to military bases in England right now?
So normally I thought the answer was as long as they have an APO, we
Which
can
they do.
send it, but I understand that that's not the case in Germany.
I sent one to Italy.
To an APO in Italy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Twice to my cousin. It just takes longer.
And I have sent to APOs in Japan as well. And I sent to an APO somewhere else. But we were told by Erica that because of some kind of trade agreement or something. What was it, Robin? Do you remember this?
Erica's on, I think. Well, she was on.
I think
Anyway.
as long as they have the APO, they're considered an American citizen, so they can get it just like we can get it.
No, not in Germany. It's the SOFA agreement between the Germans and the U.S. that does not allow supplements and stuff like that to be shipped into Germany, regardless if they have an APO address or not.
Right, but everywhere else, right?
Correct. That's my understanding.
Okay.
There you go, Adam Sisk.
So we would think yes. But I would chat with customer service and put your address through customer service. They should be able to put it through and tell you whether or not it can go there.
All right, cool. Got it. Yeah, I have somebody interested already.
Awesome. Anybody else?
Dawn, I asked a question earlier. We all know we can't get the BV. I guess the question is can we enroll? And she's in, and she's got 2 people to put in. Can I have an Isagenix number or something to put them on the tree, I guess? So I'll put them in there, and then when they go active, as long as all 3 people, her and her 2 people, go active, she's an automatic consultant. Is that how that was going to work, you think, or do you know that one? Does that make sense?
Yeah, you were cutting in and out a lot, so it was hard for me to hear exactly what the question is. I think the question is if you put in somebody from the UK and then they enroll 2 people, if they put one on their left and one on their right, when it comes time to activate, are they an instant consultant? And I don't know the answer to that question. I would think that the answer would be yes. However, I can confirm that tomorrow.
Okay. Just I mean, my main thing is normal people. We have a number to type in. So if I enroll Mike has a number. So when I go to put that person, I can see him on the tree and put him in that spot. I just didn't know, are they going to assign numbers to these people?
Yeah, they'll be on you'll be able to see them. They'll be on your tree.
Okay.
Numbers. I think
They're going to have a number. They're going to be in a square on your tree. You'll be able to, and they'll be able to enroll people as well, or you can do it for them. Yeah, you'll be able to see them very clearly on your tree.
They'll have their own number like everybody else.
They'll have their own number. That's what I've been told. That's my understanding, I should say.
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else?
Now, you're saying as of right now, there is no, well, of course it's not live, but when it goes live, there is no rank advancement right now?
That's it. There are no rank advancement bonuses in place or projected to be in place at the time of the hard launch that I know of.
Okay.
Dawn?
Yes.
But what if, say I enrolled somebody and they enrolled 2 people, would they be considered a consultant for me?
I believe that they would. Genevieve, did you get that question? Because I will confirm that.
I've got the question and I had already written it down. I think that's what I think a lot of us are wondering about that. I don't see how they could be if we don't even know what they would actually be. If it's still in the pre-launch and we don't actually know what they're getting, I don't see how it actually could be. What if they just want?
They would not be a consultant until they activated, and all 3 of them ordered.
Yeah, that was my question. Once they all ordered, would they
Right.
be considered a consultant for the person in the
I'll
United?
find out.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm. Anybody else?
The only other question, Tori had asked it, and Robin kind of answered. I don't know if it needs to be addressed. Tori was asking when the pre-launch is over.
I said I didn't think it was over. I think it'll just transition into enrolling them as real associates.
My assumption would be pre-launch ends at the go live date.
Right.
Right.
That website would just go away and you do it normally is my guess.
Right, but can you write that down, Genevieve, and I will
Yeah, I did.
confirm
Yeah, I
my
have it. I
answer.
have it.
I also asked Kevin a question today. I texted him and I asked him if we have a UK associate and they have somebody in Australia to sign up, what happens? And he said they, of course, already have complimentary international sponsorship, so that's handled. He said that they can sign up somebody in Australia, and that person, of course, has to pay, right, and has to sign up like a normal person would sign up. They will not get the credit. They won't get PIBs. They won't get, again, any rank advancement bonuses or anything that they would normally get, but they can get them into their tree. So if you look at it as a race to get people into your tree as fast as you can and get the people that you're talking to in at the top, I mean, for me, I think every conversation is, oh my gosh, I have this amazing opportunity. I would love for you to be on the ground floor. And I plan to talk to at least 20 other people today. So all you have to do to be in is give me your name, address, and your email and your phone number. And I'll let you know once things develop. And if you choose to be part of this, awesome. If you don't, no harm, no foul.
Are they going to regulate this? No, I think my fear of it all, and I'm sure these people are way smarter than me, but my brain processes things a little bit differently. If I got a person, I got all their information, I put their information, I plug it in there. Now all the United States is stopped by the Social Security. With this, you have nothing to really stop them saying, no, sorry, you're already enrolled in another tree, so they don't find, I don't know, let's say Emily and Hayden, and then they jump on their bandwagon and they're already enrolled underneath you.
Yeah, they can't move, and I think the only thing that's gonna tie them is their phone number and their email address.
Okay.
Most people in the UK actually only have one. I shouldn't say that, but like everybody, they have their cell phone and that's it. So once they give their cell phone once, unless they have a business line in an office or something like that. I mean, it could happen, Zach. You can hope that it doesn't, but they are very clear that they can't leave your tree and go to another tree just because they can't move because they want to, because they made a mistake, if you will.
Sure.
And then I would think it would go by, if there's an argument about it, I would think it would go by where they enrolled first. The date, the timestamp of the enrollment, I would think. Again, that's just my best guess.
Lisa's asking about taxes, but I would think since we're in 12, 13 other countries that that isn't really an issue. It says, are there any implications for us in receiving UK monies? That's what she just asked.
I'm going to be looking into that actually more. I don't believe, like you just said, Genevieve, like I could have, I actually have had people enroll in Canada, and I've had people enroll in, I don't know, somewhere else. And I've had people in my downline in Australia and all those other countries, and that has not ever been a consideration. The fact that the money is coming from them ordering in a foreign country. It's my income is still my income in the United States. Now, if you lived over in UK for a significant amount of time, that might be a little bit different. But for somebody who's here in the UK, in the US, building in the US, I have not heard anything to make me think that there would be any foreign tax implications. Does that answer that question?
Yeah, I just remember when I was working there before, we were really careful about how many days per year we worked, because when you worked so many days in London, you had to start paying taxes in
Right,
London.
but you were physically there.
Yes.
Yes, that's the difference. That's the differentiation I'm making, and I'm agreeing with you that it could be a thing, and then you end up getting double taxed, right?
Right.
Which is not a very happy thing. So I plan to educate myself about that. And my answer will probably still be go ask your accountant, but at least I do plan to know the basics, like you know the basics right now.
Right.
Like what the basic rules are, what the basic understanding is. And I think it comes down to a number of days. I mean, I've already done some reading about it. It's number of days in the country and number of days.
Correct.
Yeah, and then define work. Working for anyone, who can say how many days we actually worked and didn't. It's different. It's not work. It's different. We'll leave that for now. Anybody else? If there's no other questions, then I did a pretty good job. I'm just gonna say, because you're on mute, Lisa. Yeah, I did the best I could pulling together, again, from the breakout, from my conversations with Kevin, the couple conversations I've had, some emails that have gone back and forth, and just, I'm trying to keep an eye on everything for us and keep us up to date. And I'm just going to reiterate it one more time. Don't overcomplicate this right now. This is a huge opportunity, and we really need to be just gathering up contacts and referrals and getting them into our tree before somebody else does, because there's a lot of people that are very interested in this opportunity. There were a lot of people talking to Kevin. There was a lot of he keeps referencing the top leaders that are already over there, and that are already, chomping at the bit for this pre-enrollment, getting ready to start slamming teams in. So it's a huge opportunity, and we want to make sure that we're able to take advantage of it. I think that's it. Is that it?
Mm-hmm. I think that if we all just remember what you said, not to complicate it, and just figure out who's interested and get their names in, then we'll be on the right track. So you did a good job making that nice and clear.
And let's do the best we can to stay as compliant as possible. I know that there are a lot of things happening that are not necessarily compliant right now, which is a little bit frustrating, but we'll do the best we can to play by the rules. And, there's, what is it? I don't remember his numbers. I think there's 69 million people in the UK. I mean, I think all told, if you add them all up, it's like 100 million people. There's plenty over there for everybody.
You know what? I do have another question that didn't make sense, and maybe it seemed like in the one do's and then the don'ts, one part it just said to be compliant, like social media wise, but then I thought that it said don't post on social media. So maybe you kind of already addressed this. Are we not supposed to say on social media that Isagenix, or our network marketing company, however we want to put it, is going there?
We can say, it said what we could say, kind of.
Okay.
I can go back to that slide.
Yeah, I was looking at it. I just didn't, it wasn't clear to me, but.
And that's what
basically they don't want you to create frustration and say we're in the UK, and then everybody starts looking for products and they can't find products. So I think they just want you to be very clear with your message about where we are.
So do not engage in public recruiting or post about the UK opportunity on public facing social media. I didn't really understand that. Does that just go to what you just said, Robin?
I didn't really necessarily understand it either, Genevieve, so I just kind of decided to stay in a place of not understanding it. How's that?
Okay. I'm
Posting already.
I'm going more for LinkedIn on this one.
Calling.
Yeah, Don, could you get clarification on that? Because I'm interested too.
You want clarification on what we can and can't do?
Yeah.
As far
as social media goes, because that's one way, from here we can start reaching over there.
People are definitely reaching over there on social media.
Okay.
How about this, Tori? If you'd like to call and get clarification on that for yourself, I would encourage you to do so.
All right.
And who would we be reaching out to? Don, did you say that there was a number that, besides this website, that there was a number?
There are numbers, but the numbers are their customer care representatives. Right, Robin? They were customer care numbers. Like they're people they call for problems or issues.
For questions about your tree. It's like the customer service line at Isogenics.
Yeah.
They're not going to have a lot of information on compliance there.
Okay.
We're going to keep our ear to the ground and pass along information as it comes up. It was addressed on the leadership call last Sunday night with Kathy Coover, and I'm sure that it will continue to be addressed. So we'll just keep our ear out and keep passing it along.
And our update's going to go in Dream Achieve Repeat, or are we going to start a different something to keep track of all this?
I thought about that, actually. I haven't gotten that far. What does everybody want? I don't think that updates are going to come fast and furious, maybe for a couple days as we get through this pre-enrollment. I don't think if they're going to clutter up Dream Achieve Repeat to the point where somebody who's not interested is going to get frustrated and walk away because it's too much information. I don't believe that's going to be the case. I did start a UK launch thread, and so if anybody who wants to be in that thread, just PM me and I will make sure you're added to that thread. And that's where I've been just kind of throwing updates and things as I come across them. So if you or anybody on your team is interested in this launch, I think right now I'll handle the little things in the thread, and we can all feed as we hear in the thread. And then if there's a big announcement, if there's a new website, if there's a customer care number, if there's something big, then I think we can share it in the Dream Achieve Repeat. How does that sound to everybody?
I think that's fine.
Okay. Then just PM me if you want to be in that UK thread, and I'll make sure that I take care of everybody who wants to be in it. Anybody else? Has somebody been watching the chat? Have we answered all the questions?
Yeah, I've got it. I've highlighted the ones that I'm going to talk to you about, just getting some follow-up, but there was only 2.
Okay.
Yeah, somebody was asking about business hours, schedule, address. I'm sure, as soon as that information is available, then.
There is. Robin, the offices were open. We're going to be open from 9 to 6. Does that sound right?
No, they were going to be open. Their hours for the customer service were their time 11 to 11, or it was crazy. It was so they can accustomate us to 9 to 5.
I know, but the actual physical office when it's open.
I don't remember what that was.
Yeah, I think it was 9 to 6 maybe, but I can find out. I can find that out. I know there was a slide on it. We didn't catch all the slides. They were going really fast.
And Dawn, do you have the address of the actual office? Do you have that in your handy? I know you had it.
I don't actually. They're in temporary offices right now, and the office, I do know that it's in Clerken.
You said King's Cross Tube, and you could see St. Paul's Cathedral from their office, is what they said.
Yeah. So it's at the King's Cross Tube Station, it's kind of up near Islington, if you know London at all. It's up near Islington, and but it's right in the center of London. It's right in the middle of everything. And the new offices will be in I think it's Clerkenham as well.
Clerkenwell.
Clerkenwell, yes. Thank you.
He said the name of the house. He said it was Wall something Court. That's the name of the building as it currently exists, and then they're going to rename it.
Well, he said they think it's going to be renamed Isogenics House.
Yeah.
Well, they
You're
name all their buildings.
You're right. You're right, Lisa. Thank you. You're right about that.
But I can't read what I wrote down the name of the court, the current houses. So
I have it in my notebook downstairs. I can look it up and post it.
Okay.
Watchmakers Court.
There you go.
There you go.
See, between all of us.
I know, group effort, right? I mean,
Takes
the
a village.
information coming
Takes
so
a-
fast, and like
We were all in the same room.
half the time I was trying to write, and half the time I was trying to take pictures of the slides and like keep it all together, and half the time I thought I knew it, so I didn't write it down.
Oh.
So,
And he never
It's
got
on St.
past-
John's Lane.
He never got being able to say two tube stops past whatever it was. He never did say what it was because he couldn't say it.
I know. I
That was
think
funny.
it's but I think it's the two tube stops are King's Cross and Farrington. Lisa, is that right? Farrington?
I don't remember the tube stops, but it's on St. John's Lane. It's in EC1N. It's totally downtown.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you, Dawn, for putting all this together for us.
Yep. So Tara recorded it, and I'm going to say again, I'm going to make the request that this be used internally on the team. Robin, for example, I think, you have a relationship with Helen, right? And you can show this to Helen, but I really don't want her showing this to people.
No. Right. I got it.
You understand, right? I mean, this is not professional looking at all. I mean, I did the best I could with what I had to work with, and it's not bad, but it's not what I would want representing our company there. So,
Not the first impression we want to make.
right. Not when we have all these great new videos. Did you guys, anybody who wasn't at NYKO, did you see all the new video tools that we have?
Oh, they were great.
Are they all on ISA Sales Tools? Are they all up?
I haven't looked.
I know Jen Shook was asking about that today because she was looking for the Becca and Ryan one. And I don't know if that one's up yet either. But the Becca and Ryan one, and then there was that first one we saw. What's that one called? The first one?
Today is the day.
Today's the day. That
I
one.
liked that one.
That one is awesome. And then there's also Eden Slobin has one too, and I'm not sure if that's on ISA Sales Tools yet or not. I don't know. If anybody looks at it, if you want to pop it into this event or just pop it into DAR, whether they're there or not. I know a lot of people are looking because the videos were really, really good.
Most of them are on the You Share, They Share, Repeat, and the Fast Track to Executive, and then Today's the Day. Those are all on there.
Awesome.
Dawn, did you see that Becca and Ryan are millionaires on Joe Pareca's team?
So seriously?
I saw it on Facebook. Joe was like, congratulations to the millionaires on our team. I was like, oh, that's what Joe's been up to.
Right. And where do they live?
I don't remember where they live.
I can't remember where they live either.
Dawn, the tube stop is the Barbican, or whatever it is that you just said.
Farrington or Farrington.
Barbican?
I thought it was Farrington, but I could have misheard.
Farrington is there, and Barbican is the other one.
Okay.
It's right near Smithfield Market.
Okay.
That's the old meat markets.
Got it. Okay. I'm excited. I will be, like I said, we're leaving on the 24th. We're going to be there for a week. We're going to be sorting out housing, and we're going to be heading down to the offices to meet up with all the staff down there and see what's what. And if you have people over there who are interested but just want to put a face to a face, I mean, still, why wouldn't they already be in your tree? Like seriously, if you can't even get them in your tree without a face to face, then we're gonna have some challenges. But I'd be happy to meet with anybody. If you want to set it up, I will have days that I'm out with the realtor and days that we're trying to get a couple other things done. But I'll I'll try to give you some time windows once I know exactly when I'm meeting with Realtor. That I'll have available, and or you can just put me in touch with them on Facebook, and we'll try to sort it out.
Okay.
Okie dokie.
Thank you.
I'm really
Thank you.